If you've spent the last few evenings scrolling through endless laptop reviews, comparing screen sizes, GPUs, and price tags, and you still feel stuck on which machine actually justifies the hype, you're not alone. I've been there, juggling the idea of a creator-grade notebook that can also keep up with a few gaming sessions, only to wonder if I'd end up with a glorified tablet or a clunky workstation. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this video I'm going to break down the MSI Creator 17 A10SE 256, look at where it really shines, where it trips up, and help you decide whether it's the laptop you should be putting a down payment on or the one you should keep scrolling past. First off, the Creator 17 sits in that sweet spot between a desktop replacement and a portable workstation. At 17.3 inches you get a fairly large canvas, which matters if you spend a lot of time in Photoshop, DaVinci Resolve, or any design software that benefits from a Truetta-size preview. The 144Hz panel is a nice surprise for a laptop marketed primarily at creators. It means scrolling through long timelines feels smoother. And when you fire up a game or a GPU-accelerated demo, you'll notice less blur than you'd get on a typical 60Hz screen. The panel covers 100% of the sRGB gamut and hits about 72% of NTSC, so color accuracy is decent out of the box for work that doesn't require laboratory-grade calibration. If you're the type who prints your photos or does video grading on a calibrated external monitor, you'll still want to tweak the display, but it's a solid starting point. The heart of this machine is an Intel Core i7-10875H, an 8-core, 16-thread chip that peaks at 5.1 GHz. In practice that translates to quick compile times in Visual Studio, snappy renders in Blender, and the ability to keep a handful of Chrome tabs, Lightroom catalogs, and a music DAW open without feeling the lag you sometimes get on thinner, lower-power Ultrabooks. Pair that with an RTX 2060, and you have a GPU that's still capable of respectable 1080p gaming and can accelerate CUDA-based workloads like AI inference or certain video effects. It's not a RTX 3070, but the 2060 gives you enough headroom to run Unreal Engine previews or Lightroom's GPU-accelerated develop mode without throttling. Now let's talk storage and memory. The laptop ships with a 512GB NVMe SSD and 16GB of DDR4 2400 RAM, 28GB sticks. The SSD is fast enough to boot Windows 10 Pro in under 10 seconds, and loading large project files feels instant. However, 512GB can fill up quickly if you work with 4K footage or keep a library of high-resolution assets. The good news is that the drive is user-replaceable, and there's a second M.2 slot for expansion, so you can add a second SSD or a larger one later on. As for RAM, 16GB is comfortable for most single-application workflows, but if you regularly run multiple VMs, large Photoshop files, and a game engine simultaneously, you'll notice the system start to swap after a while. Fortunately, the machine supports up to 64GB, so future-proofing is possible, though you'll have to purchase the extra sticks yourself. Battery life is where the Creator 17 shows its trade-off. With a 82Wh Li polymer pack, you might expect a full day of work, but the high refresh screen, the RTX 2060, and the i7-10875H all draw a fair amount of power. In my own testing, a typical workday of photo editing, a couple of video renders, and some light gaming gave me about 45 hours before the charger kicked in. If your workflow is mobile first and you need to be unplugged for 8 hours, this isn't the laptop for you. On the other hand, if most of your heavy tasks happen at a desk with power nearby, the battery is just a safety net rather than a primary feature. Port selection is decent for a 17-inch machine. You get a Thunderbolt 3 port, which is a lifesaver for connecting to a fast external SSD or a 4K monitor at 60 Hz. There are also 3 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports, a USB-C Gen 1 for legacy devices, and a full-size HDMI 2.0B. The keyboard is backlit white with 84 keys, offering a comfortable feel for long typing sessions, but it's missing a numeric keypad, which some spreadsheet-heavy users might miss. The overall chassis is thin for its size, but not featherlight. You'll notice the 2.3 kilograms weight when you carry it around campus or between coffee shops. It's still portable enough to fit in a standard backpack, but you shouldn't expect to fling it into a small messenger bag without a bit of a squeeze. So, who should buy the MSI Creator 17? If you're a freelance graphic designer, video editor, or 3D artist who values a larger, color-accurate screen and needs a GPU that can handle both creative acceleration and occasional gaming, this laptop hits a lot of marks. It's especially appealing if you already have a calibrated external monitor for final color checks but want a decent primary display for on-the-go edits. The combination of a powerful CPU, a mid-range RTX 2060, and an expandable storage solution makes